Thanks. They say I'm a poet. I'm the light of voice of the soul, a kindergarten songbird expressing itself in myriad ways according to the receptivity of its growth and consciousness. When the light of dawn awakes, when the sunlight catches this deity on the Elysian lap of paradise, I pray my words echo in your core, my spirit whispers in the magna of your being. I am right here, have walked only through the sunrise to a realm that heaven has made ready for my respite. Yet my grandeur enchants like the scent of redolent roses. My laughter resonates in the hills and valleys afar. The throne of the beloved beckons and I must go, yet it's no farewell, but an awakening to the glories of Jerusalem. How can the sun not set when the day is waning? How will the willow waltz without the breeze? We are together as breath in breaths, the sound of silence amid sleep, the soaring eagle which will never dream that it can fly without feathers. Again, is its flight possible without the lapis lazuli of the perennial heavens? Love flies like the phoenix, a shimmering fire of longing, patient like the sunsets, knowing that each day will pass. The quintessence of spirit is timeless and immortal, a light, a nameless emptiness, which permeate all things, filling them up with the tower of Jannah. Where am I not? The ray that dances in the horizon manifests itself in the cuteness of a child's smile. So too you'll see my face, hear my songs in the morning's dew, feel my essence in the old photographs of pleasant memories. I am the sunlight weaving your charisma, the twinkling stars holding your gaze, even as we roam through the constellations. I am the moonlight flooding your heart with solace, and I smile lovingly as you cup your hands in prayer, chanting 1,000 love yous to my delight. Didn't I agonize in the Garden of Gethsemane? Yet I rose again from an old rugged cross, ascended the darkness, even as Orion merged with the throbbing in your heart. The decay in my sepulchre is not the end of this quest, for I am an eternal journey. That's poem 1. Poem 2 is called Hero, Heroine, Role Models. It's a tribute to Dr. Maya Angelou. She shone like a rose of holiness, turning the thorns of adversity into a kaleidoscope of celestial beauty. Hers was a story of faith-filled sacrifices, of undaunting strength, representing a soul who knew that it was like to live in who knew what it was like to live in an abyss of darkness, yet come forth glowing like an effulgent moon. It is difficult to live without hearing her name mentioned somewhere in this universe, like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., like Muhammad Ali, all inspirational beacons for the equality and liberty of African Americans, for the diaspora across the globe. It is difficult not to hear Maya Angelou's innocent laughter, to bond with a sense of sauciness and charisma, to read her books, motivational quotes and speeches. It is difficult not to know of how she inspired humans, yet alone Blacks, for she had transcended the confines of bigotry and injustice, of all that separates us from truth, saying, love liberates. I was sent by a visionary to see her once. She stood on stage, visibly tired, yet still offering a last ounce of splendor. She spoke heavenly psalms to a crowd who came for the healing of souls and still found time for me backstage when she was all but exhausted. Such was her wings of love, of goodness, and the boon of magnanimity that God had carved indelibly on a snow-white soul. She gave me the time needed, and I could see the pain in her eyes merging with the endless joy, the self-giving in her heart, which kissed my spirit's concern. What is a hero? Mandela spent 27 years in a solitary cell, fighting against the wanton apartheid in his beloved South Africa. Yet when the rains of power came waltzing with the sun, his heart danced with the songs of harmony and the coalition of a rainbow nation. Martin Luther King Jr. gave visions of hope, dared to peer over the mountain of racial integration, and was silenced for his dreams. Harriet Tubman saved countless lives on the Underground Railroad. She knew that with each single journey she took, there was no guarantee that Yama, Lord of Death, would give leniency to a predicament. What is a hero? They gave us Christopher Columbus, a man whose so-called discoveries betrayed the indigenous people in the dark corridors of corporate greed. Cecil Rhodes, for whose soul Black men and women are still weeping copiously at the pearly gates of paradise. Yet one woman rose from the cauldron of death like a phoenix to inspire the living to go beyond the remorse of a life of shadows and pain, of traumatic muteness and emotional guilt, a caged bird uncaged and kept on singing. To rise again to receive numerous awards, world acclaim for her writings and other gifts from heaven, to be known as a Black woman's poet laureate, with her poetry being called the anthems of African Americans. She topped this by becoming known as the first poet since Robert Frost in '61 to make an inaugural presentation of a poem, The Pulse of Morning, at the inauguration of President Bill Clinton. Now, Dr. Maya Angelou is quoted by presidents, universities, and scholars around the world, her name carved on coins and proclamations, as a multi-talented individual who rose from the precipice of darkness, only to burn in the fiery sweetness of humility and love, tracing its calligraphy with a sacrifice and charisma on the very pulse of being. Anton Carrier, thank you.